All right, let's get this show on the road, people. Okay, first of all, just let people know, my voice is still a little shot. Not really on my A game, to be honest with you. I've also got a canker sore that sucks. I was cleaning my teeth and I kind of poked my gum line and it kind of turned into a canker sore, I think. So, yeah, it kind of hurts, but hey, it sounds like more of a me problem than a you guys problem, so whatever. I'm not going to have a very long stream. A couple different reasons. Again, not really feeling that great. Landlord, again, is working on the power. As people know, I am moving. The house is up for sale. Probably be out of here. I mean, I know he wants to be gone by the end of this month. I don't know if that's going to be feasible or not, but we'll see. But a lot of stuff's going on. So, there's that. Anyways, that's why I'm not on camera, if you guys care. But you guys know what I look like. Nobody gives a shit anyways. But this is going to be a little fun stream. It's not going to be, like I said, very long. Let me make sure that you guys can hear me in the live chat out there. Hi! Oh, we got some people out there. Well, not very many. But that's okay, because I'm doing this for fun. Just like I do most of my stuff. Yes, you can thank Chess for that beautiful thumb. She's a creative. I mean, she literally got some skills. So, yeah, she did that. Can't blame me. Blame Chess. So what this is about is so many people have been sending me stuff, and I guess there's some like misunderstandings going around, which is blatantly, well, in my opinion, blatant misunderstandings. People have been taking things that I said and twisted them. And if you know, it's one of those things when you go on a channel, right? You're being interviewed, you have to weigh the pros and the cons, right? There's going to be good things that come out of it and bad things, I think. One of the things going in is, you know, there's going to be dishonest people. They're going to take anything you say and hyper scrutinize it, right? And as Chester and I keep telling people about the 5 C's, one of the 5 C's is clarity, and the other one's another one's principle of charity, right? They don't afford that, right? They'll never say, hey, hey, Steve, can you clarify this, right? Because that's what an honest person would do. And by the way, no disrespect to T-Spiracy. She did a great interview. Nothing about this has to do anything with her. I think she did an amazing job. I found out this was her first or second interview, and huge props. I think she's going to do very well. If she keeps her integrity, I think she's going to do very well, because we all know that the people around, well, the people that have been in her chat, I'm sure they told her, matter of fact, I know they did, hey, look, don't have Steve on, blah, 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 blah. And, of course, they did the same thing to Atheist Pastor. They did the same thing to Robert Reed. They say to a lot of people, to Nick Suter, hey, if you follow us, we're going to make you superstars. But if you hang out with Steve, you're not going to go anywhere, kind of stuff. So I'm sure they all tried that, right? Whatever. So as long as she keeps her integrity intact, I think she's going to do quite well. But something that's come out of that is that I lied about what Katie said about stealing $60,000 or something, and about teaming up with Sharell's world. And again, these are trivial things. This is why I'm not even taking this very seriously. It's more of a, hey, let's show people, well, you guys already know, but you guys enjoy it. Just show people how people will take a statement and misconstrue it, whether it be by ignorance or malice. I don't know, and I don't care. I think it's a mixture of both, right? I think these people are literally that stupid, and they also do it maliciously. Right? They're not mutually exclusive things. So, yeah, it's supposed to be black. There's something on the display screen. Yeah. But I will, if you want to see it, this is my big display screen right there. So, nothing on it yet. Well, I guess I could bring that up. So, this is where some of it started. Now, let me make it very clear. I know that Katie has actually said 60K before, okay? I know this for a fact. It was in her videos. You don't have to believe me whether it's 60K or 30K. I think that's kind of irrelevant, is it not? Right? But here it's very clear. This is from the Wayback Machine, and I'm going to try to be using the Wayback Machine much more than I have. Although many of my stuff does come from the Wayback Machine, but a lot of it also comes from people they send me, right? So this was a tweet that said, so how did I destroy a channel and steal $30,000 from him when he didn't want the money, and I wasn't a paid partner of the channel? This was a tweet that was on top of a tweet that said, and this is from January 18, 2020, that said, Steve admits he didn't want the money because he was on, quote, Social Security and wanted Kyle to pay him in cash. So so he wanted to hide the money? Question mark. Now, the question I was asked on T-Spiracy channel was, did I accuse her of stealing money from me, right? And stealing the channel? That was the question that T-Spiracy posed to me. My answer was that no, she didn't steal the money from me. She didn't steal my channel. Well, actually, I think T-Spiracy asked me, and I have it there somewhere, that she helped right? She helped steal the channel and helped steal the money. Now, that could be construed in many different ways. There's some amphibly there, I think, because when you say, and this again, not anything to deal with a conspiracy, it's just the way the question is worded, right? About helping. Do I think that she and Kyle colluded together to steal the channel and the money? No. And I don't think I've ever made any reference otherwise. When I say that she helped steal the channel, I'm saying that she helped steal the channel because she put forth a false narrative. She put out false information that made it easier for Kyle to do what he did, right? And which including stealing the money. I mean, people will say, well, is stealing a legal term or not? He was found liable for fraud, right? And for all practical purposes, you can think of fraud as stealing, right? So I don't have a problem using the word stealing. But again, people will be hyper pedantic and say, oh my God, it's not stealing legally. I'm not sure if that's the case. I think it is stealing. But, if you wanted to use the word committed fraud and fraudulent conversion, which is taking the money against, illegally as a tort thing, then that's fine as well. Steve, you may want to enlarge the bits you want to show. Oh, okay. Well, I really can't there, I don't think. Yeah, I can do it real quick. So hang on one second. Let me try this real quick. Does that enlarge it just a little bit so you can see it? Because it's only going to be on screen for a few. I got some other things that I'll show you, but that should allow you to see that, right? There you go. So let me move that back. So that was the actual claim. Now think about this. That was the actual claim, right? That's really out there. Katie claimed here. I said she'd help. She said, "How did I destroy a channel and steal $30,000 from them?" That was never what I said, right? Never what I said. But that's how it was twisted. Now, why I think she quote helped steal the channel is because she put out misinformation in this very tweet. How much misinformation do you see? I mean, quite a bit just in this one tweet. She says, Steve admits he didn't want the money. That's not what I said. That's never what I said. What I told her was Kyle had spent the money because he lost his job. He spent the Patreon money. And I said I wasn't really concerned about him paying me back until he got another, job. That's all. Why would I not want the money? I'm suing for money. Right? I'm suing for like $150,000 up to this point or something around that ballpark we're looking, I think. I mean, it's just, that's how when I say she helped steal the channel, that's what I mean by that, right? And this is, again, clarity, context matters. So that needed to be clarified. So, but they ran with that and they're like, oh, well, Katie's like, he's accusing me of stealing $30,000 or $60,000. No, that never happened. Now, she also said that because he was on Social Security. Fun fact, I've never been on Social Security. Matter of fact, to the best of my knowledge, you have to be 62 and a half to collect Social Security. I'm not 62 and a half. So I don't know how I would even go about collect Social Security. I think if I live long enough, I'm going to try to wait till I'm 65 because you get more money. But I've never been on Social Security. And Kyle wanted Kyle to pay him cash. That was absolutely not the case either. I wanted to see the books. He could pay me any way he wanted. That was already well known. And matter of fact, I will give props to Shannon Q. She did apologize for that. She says she misspoke. She said Kyle lied to her. She never meant to say Social Security. That you could, believe me on that or not, but she did apologize for that. You calculated at 30,000. Where the hell did you get 30,000 from? 300,000 from, Feline? Show me those numbers. Yeah, I don't know where you got that from. Now, could it be much higher than 150,000? Possibly. I don't know how much more punitive damage we can get for future revenues because we already got approved for 3 times damages, right? We already got approved for 3 times damages, and I am confident that I can show that the damages were at least 30,000 initially. 3 times that is 90, and I'm guessing legal fees, and this is a pure guess. I do not know, but I'm going to assume maybe 40,000. So. And again, I don't have a number on that. I'm just really ballparking that. But it doesn't matter. It's really kind of irrelevant. So, but anyways, so he wanted to hide the money. How was I wanted to hide the money when he had a CPA that was doing the books, supposedly? How do you hide money when you have a certified public accountant doing the books? That makes no sense, right? Maybe paid out of a business account. Everything's tracked, right? So nothing there to hide. Anyways, though, this is what I'm saying. This was the narrative that she was putting out. Now, she did apologize to this, but she retracted that apology. And then she started running the same narrative again, right? Steve committed fraud with no evidence. Steve committed medical fraud with no evidence. The reality is she takes these stories and makes her own. I mean, she did this the other day with saying that my lawyer fired me. Well, the story was actually the truth that Kyle's lawyer fired him. Fired, in quotes, right? Scare quotes, they're called, because that's not how it actually works, right? They withdraw from the case citing Rule 1.16b. She cited 1.16b, 1, 4, 7, and 10, I believe. So if you want to go look this up. But of course, my lawyer never did that. So that was an outright lie. But anyways, so the claim was, Katie's saying that here, how did I destroy a channel and steal $30,000 from him? Well, I never said that happened. And she, by the way, this is not the only place she said this. She has said it numerous other times. Again, believe me, don't believe me, I don't care, but it's out there. But that's what I was referring to. Like, I never said she directly stole a dime from me. Now, I have other things to show here, so we'll get into that. These are not in any particular order. So if I show one out of order, I'll try to explain it, but I'm just kind of going through my little folder here. All right, so here's and by the way, these were all sent to me. I didn't go look for these. These were all sent to me by people. Now, this is somebody that I do not know who this person is. It's somebody on Instagram. Now, if you guys remember, I used to a lot be able to just respond to people who ask me questions, right? Nowadays, I'm a little bit more reserved when I think somebody's trolling, right? So this had to be at least well over a year ago. My last instant message to anybody was 58 weeks ago. I looked it up, besides T-Spiracy in the last couple of days. But prior to that, it was 58 weeks ago. So I don't know who this person is. Couldn't tell you, my life depended on it, but whatever. So but I'm this person. This was made public, and so I'm making it public because I don't know who this person is. Normally, I don't share public or private communications, but this was already out there as evidence against me, I guess. So whatever, and that's why somebody sent it to me. So, with all due respect, well, you know what? It's funny is I wrote this, so it doesn't matter if I wrote something. I can share whatever hell I want, right? So, but it said, with all due respect, I don't invest much into emotions such as hate. I can tell you right now, there's a little bit changed since then. Over the last year, that might not necessarily hold true, So, this is not light mode. I was sent this. What do you want? Okay. So, says, I don't invest much into emotions. Katie Joy Polson willfully and deliberately tried to smear with false accusations of fraud. She admitted were false to help destroy a $100,000 channel. Now, what is false about that? I think she did deliberately smear me with false accusations. I believe that, like 100% convinced of that. I can say that is knowledge, right? Yes, I'm not an academic skeptic or Peronian skeptic. I think knowledge is possible. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the case. There are good arguments for skepticism and I think more academic skepticism, but I can see Peronian skepticism too. Philosophy time. But when I said she helped destroy a $100,000 channel, her putting out misinformation about me doing, a legal thing, especially and talking about public opinion, gave Kyle emboldened him, right? It gave him the sense that, I can get away with anything I want. Now, you got to remember, Kyle and Katie were co-hosts on my channel, and this was Kyle's decision, not mine. So, I don't know why this is something that people put out saying, look, Steve lied. I do think she helped destroy a $100,000 channel. Now, how I worded it the other night in T-Spiracy, I don't remember. I didn't go back and review, and it really wasn't of importance to me. But I think the question was, did Katie help destroy a channel? And did I deny saying it? And I don't remember again what I answered, but I want to make it clear. I don't think she helped destroy a channel as included with Kyle. Right. And so I wasn't sure how I was being asked the question, but I do think she helped destroy a channel by putting out misinformation. And again, this is things that take a lot of explanation. There's a lot of detail in these things, and it's very difficult in an hour's worth of time or whatever. And being in somewhat hostile territory. And I don't mean by T-Spiracy hostile, as I mean the people watching, right? And I have to be very hyper vigilant knowing that there's going to be people that willfully take things out of context. Even on this channel, they do it, right? Even on my main channel, they do it. So, and I said, please explain to all of us how her actions were justified and how that is hate. That's all. All right. So, questions so far? So this troll says, the entire stream is a straw man for Steve to avoid admitting he lied or misspoke. This is a perfect example, again, of somebody who doesn't understand principle of charity, doesn't understand asking for clarification and context. Maybe little skill who I blocked on my other channel, and I'm going to block on this channel in a second, for doing the same thing called trolling, will probably get something out of going to my main channel and watching the video on the 5 C's, right? So when I block somebody on my other channel, they get blocked on this channel as well. So there you go. Socrates, more drama, Steve. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care. To me, I'm having fun. I like putting out factual stuff, and I like talking about these things like principle charity, context, clarity, cookies, and clarification, because I think the 5 C's are important. I really do. Matter of fact, they're so important to me, and I like to believe Cheshire, that if you go to my main channel, that is the video I have as my trailer. Right? It's not even the Death of the Non Sequitur show. It was, but Cheshire made me change it. Anybody thinks that, by the way, anybody thinks that I force Cheshire to do anything, you need to go talk to Cheshire. It is completely the other way around. I about 95% of the time I will do what Cheshire says, mostly because I don't want to get yelled at. But whatever. I mean, but yeah, I think the 5 C's are important. So this is more of a discussion about the 5 C's. All right, moving on here. All right, so what was the next one? Oh, I do have it. So here it is, right here. This is the exact questions he asked. I'm going to blow this up. It's pretty big, I guess. Question: KJ shared receipts of you accusing her of trying to steal your channel, which did not happen, right? I did not say she was trying to steal my channel. Right, and I think that was more along the lines of the question I was answering, if I remember correctly. Again, I didn't go back and review because it's really not that important to me. But where did I ever say that she was trying to steal my channel? Kyle was trying to steal my channel. Right? So, and helping steal $60,000 from you. Again, there's 2 ways you can look at that. You can look at it as, did she collude with Kyle? Nah, I don't really think so. I think Kyle lied to her. Yeah, matter of fact, I told Katie this a long time ago, and she even made a video on that too. That I do think Kyle lied to her. I think Kyle lied to Godless Engineer. I think Kyle lied to Katie Chloe. I think Kyle lied. I know Kyle lied to Shannon Q. She told me. I mean, she was very clear on that. He lied to Jimmy Snow. Doesn't make Jimmy Snow or Godless Engineer Katie non-culpable, right? It doesn't alleviate the fact that they willfully put out misinformation and try to convince people that I had somehow committed fraud when that never ever happened. So I just want to clarify that. So anyways, let's see here. Next one. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to blow this up for you because you asked. Hopefully that's not... Is that too big? No. Okay. So this is the last communication I think that I ever had with Katie, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the date on it. It was over a year ago, I can tell you that. Because again, the last message I ever even used on Instagram was, when I looked it up, was 58 weeks ago. So it had to be well over a year from now. But you can go find it. It's still there, I'm sure. I said, why don't you explain to this person, who I don't know who that is, and your fans how, one, you falsely accused me of sexually harassing you to cover up your involvement of fraud of $60,000 by your co-host, Kyle Curtis, from the Smoking Nun and the Non Sequitur Show channel on YouTube. Okay, let's address that first. I do think she helped cover it up, whether directly or indirectly. If you remember, her and other people were deleting people from the live chat, my subs from my channel. They were hiding them from the live chat. And then she just threw that out in the live chat. Steve, I don't remember what she said. I have the screenshot somewhere, but it's something along the line that Steve was sexually inappropriate with me, or something along those lines. And she continued to falsely accuse me of fraud, falsely accuse me of sexual harassing, which, by the way, she was just on the stream the other night, said, I don't remember accusing him of sexual harassment. And what was her name? I I am so bad at names. Starts with a C. Claire. Somebody help me. Claire, not Claire, but she's really nice. She doesn't have a Twitter. She says she lost it, but whoever it was, Carly. That's what it was. Carly. Carly said, you did say sexual harassment. And she's like, I did? You know how many times tweets she has? She goes back from sexual harassment to sexual, to feeling uncomfortable to even in one of her videos, she's like, I never actually said Steve sexually harassed me. Oh, that's a lie. So, I mean, all these things do, I think, help cover up the Kyle's fraud because it all enabled him. It all emboldened him, right? So it did help destroy a $100,000 channel. My channel was listed at $98,000 was the last evaluation I saw. Now, we all realize those probably are all, really high, but we also know that the channel was making $5,000 to $6,000 a month. So it's not unreasonable to have a high evaluation. Right. So, but the last number I saw, and I wish I would have taken a screenshot of it, and I didn't. Believe me, don't believe me. Somebody actually had seen the screenshot because they put it in a blog. But I think it was $98,000 if I remember correctly. Matter of fact, I think the Treat Feline might actually have that somewhere. By making numerous false statements, I have actual evidence of you making, then issuing a non-apology for when you tried to cover it up after I took Kyle to court and won. I mean, as soon as I got the default judgment, her tone just changed completely. Oh, Kyle lied to me. I trusted him. I trusted a friend. By the way, that was the same bullshit that Jimmy said. That was the same bullshit that Goddess Engineer said and Kate and Chloe said. That's not an excuse, right? So anyways, that's what I meant by the other night. So to the question, did she help steal the money? Yeah, I think indirectly. But did she steal the money? No. And that was the initial thing. That literally was the initial thing that from her tweet was, how did I steal $30,000 from Steve? Well, I never said that she did. And in other places she says 60. So, do you have the evaluation that was $98,000? Do you remember from the Suitor blog? I mean, it's still in the Wayback Machine. He's deleted it, but you can go back on the Wayback Machine. Yeah, I think it was called The Fire and the Fury, if I'm not mistaken. He actually noted that the evaluation of the channel was $98,000. So I rounded to 100,000. Sue me. And that was probably wouldn't. And by the way, it probably would have been worth that at that time, anyways, because that 98,000 was a little bit old. All right, so I think that kind of explains that. Anybody got any questions on it? Speak now, forever hold your peace. But yeah, I just wanted people to see how they twist that, right? Steve lying about that. Steve did accuse her of stealing money. No, I didn't accuse her of stealing money. Steve did accuse her of helping steal it. Well, yeah, in some ways, I think she did. Was it directly? No, this is where the clarification comes in. But look, it took me 22 minutes to clarify that. Things need clarification. Oh, you don't have that. Okay. Do you remember seeing it, by the way? Does anybody remember seeing that evaluation for 98,000, or at least in Suitor's blog? If not, it's okay. You don't have to believe me. Doesn't really matter. All right. So the next one was that. I think this one too. Yeah, here, one more. Did she help cost you $30,000 plus and a very profitable YouTube channel? If not, then kindly shut the SCUF. Don't know who this person is either. People keep saying, "Oh, Steve goes back between $60,000 and $30,000." Okay, this is math time. So, let me do a little math for you. The total amount that we had come up with 60,000. What is half of 60,000? Oh, it's 30,000. Oh, okay. So my part of it was 30,000, right? So she cost me 30,000, right? So that's how I look at that, right? So a lot of people don't seem to be able to understand really simple mathematics, and I'm not quite sure why. All right. Any questions? Smitty says, if Kyle was telling me lies about Steve, I would ask for evidence, like I did when Katie accused him. Steve has never shown evidence that would have substantiated a character attack, so it's no excuse at all. Yeah, I mean, like I said, all these people had made all these accusations of fraud. Okay, under what statute? When was, what was fraud? Well, none of them have had shredded evidence. I went to court. I proved in a court of law that Kyle committed fraud. And somebody can say, well, it was default judgment. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, think about this. Kyle had to actually literally make up evidence. Literally make up evidence. This is the kind of person we were dealing with. He was the paragon of virtue, the person who everybody trusted, and he had to forge a person's signature, that he had to commit perjury under a deposition and in his affidavits, that he had to submit altered bank records from Discover, Zelle, and even ultra shots from Amazon. That's what the way the person that they think didn't harm the brand of the Non Sequitur Show. It was all me. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I think that's enough of that particular claim. Again, I got to keep this down to within an hour. So the next claim was something about Sharell's show, that I teamed up with Sharell. Again, dishonest agents will be very hyper pedantic in certain vocabularies, right? In certain word usages. Now, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be specific. I try to be specific when it comes to technical stuff, but because we're all still laypersons, right? I'm not a professional scientist or philosopher, so I am a layperson. So when somebody says you do team up with Sharell, no, what would they mean by team up with Sharell? I had her on my channel once, and she was supposed to have me on her channel, and I wasn't. Now, she's talked about me, but she decided not to. So I don't know what this means by I teamed up with her. There's no teaming up. When I think of I teamed up with Chesh, right? We're partners, right? I've teamed up with Chesh to have a show called the Non Sequitur Show, and well, when it gets back, if ever, and Judgment Call. I teamed up with Kyle, right? I've teamed up with Atheist Pastor, right? When you're doing a project, that's what I mean by team up with. You do projects. We never teamed up. So, of course I knew that she was on my channel. Of course I know that we're supposed to go on her channel. Look, I got a piss poor memory these days, but certain things I'm just not going to forget. I know, of course, she was on my channel. But obviously, I can't be expected to remember every goddamn thing over 2,000 videos and 7 years of YouTube. And again, people will harp on that, right? People will find any little thing that they can try to manipulate and go, look, here you said this, but here you said that. Okay, well, that's fine. Give me a chance to clarify, right? That's all I ask. But no, they will never steel man anybody. They will straw man and take the worst possible interpretation, right? They don't use the principle of charity for the 5 C's. All right, so in regards to that particular claim, and again, in no particular order, close these out. All right. I said, Sharell's been advised not to continue with Katie Joy, and I can't blame her. This was from her lawyer, from what I understand. Right. Let me answer this question first. Somebody says, Steve, isn't it fair to say that Katie Joy actually tried holding Kyle to account? I recall from her streaming, showing DMs, calling for him to pay you, and dropped the "you were never partners" narrative. Yeah, she flip-flops on that. Yes, she did at one time, right? But that was after I won the case, right? That doesn't mean anything, right? What does it mean for somebody to say, oh, look, well, I think you should get paid? No kidding. I mean, there's a very, very small group of people that said otherwise, right? Some people said, yeah, I don't think you should get paid. Okay, you're just stupid, right? But it doesn't really take that much ethics, and she has, in my opinion, slim to none. But anybody in the right mind would not say that a person who does a job shouldn't get paid, right? I mean, I sued for it. So, yeah, I don't give her any credit by saying that he should, that I should be paid, right? But she still says, I think she still says we're never partners. Well, at least a lot of people do. I mean, maybe she does or doesn't. I don't know for sure. But I know there's a lot of people out there that still say, oh, Steve and Kyle were never partners. There was never business, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, did that answer your question? All right, so that was from her lawyer, right, from what I understand. She honestly didn't know what she was getting herself into when she was going up against somebody so evil and sociopathic, in my opinion, as Katie Joy Paulson. We warned her of that. Cheshire and I both told her, you don't know what you're getting into. She's like, oh, I can handle anything. This big bravado, right? I'm a badass YouTuber with a big channel. I was like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into for. She didn't. She had no clue, right? And I think I was demonstrated to be right on that, by the way. I don't fault her at all and wish her much success to her and her channel. That's okay. And what does that have any evidence to show that I teamed up with her? I don't even know how why that would be evidence that I teamed up with her. Again, these were sent to me that other people had used as evidence that I teamed up with Sharell. Okay. I'm about to blow this one up, I think. Yeah. Sharell. This is from the Facebook group, I believe. And it looks like it was a screenshot for something, for a video of some kind. I don't know what video that is from. I have no idea. I honestly don't watch their videos from that side of the fence. The only time I watch them if somebody else restreams it or if somebody sends me a clip. Sharell has been threatened to back away from Katie Joy, and she has. I totally understand that this is her decision. Katie Joy will malicious attack anyone who dares speaks out against her or allows me to speak on their platform. I think that's pretty well been substantiated, in my opinion. I don't see the problem there. So why? Because she knows damn well she lied about me and has zero evidence of her claims against me. Well, the only thing I can say about that is I'm still waiting for that evidence. We already have all the evidence she submitted to the court. That is non-existent, right? So I'm still waiting for some actual evidence. What she submitted to the court had no relevance to her affidavit whatsoever. So, and certainly, this is definitely for a fact. I mean, there was no evidence that I sent her any death threats. There was no evidence that I sent her any voicemails or chat messages, as she claimed. There was no evidence that I sexually harassed her, as she claimed. There was no evidence that I've been in a room with her, like she claimed. There was no evidence that I'm trying to think of all the things that that I took pictures of her, that she claimed. These were on the initial TRO, the petition, right? Not just in her affidavit. These were on the petition, which I don't think I've shown yet. I don't know. Have I released the petition yet? I don't know. Possibly if, at least my response to the petition. I mean, the petition's been shown on other channels, but I don't think I actually showed on there how egregious they really were, because she had claimed that I took pictures of her. Right. So when a judge says, "Oh, look, this person has taken pictures of somebody. This person has sent, cell phone threats or whatever." Yeah, I mean, they have to err on the side of caution. But none of those were in her evidence. Not a single solitary bit of evidence was in there in regards to any of that, because it never happened. I mean, you're supposed to put out your best evidence. Her best evidence was me talking about a Navy friend that was being woken up by the sound of a .45 being racked. That's a death threat to her. I mean, I'm not even joking. That was her evidence of a death threat. So it's just bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. But again, what does this have to do with evidence that I teamed up with Sharell? I don't know. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, this was from the other one. I must have missed it. Steve never accused me of stealing money or being part of a fraud like ever, T-Spiracy. Fact checking as a friend. I think she's being sarcastic here, right? Because she actually showed the three things that I showed, right? These are the three exact things that I showed just before. They blow that up so you can see. And again, this was sent to me. So she's being obviously sarcastic. But notice this. Steve never accused me of stealing money or being part of a fraud. Well, I didn't. And what's funny is that part of the sarcastic remark is true. I never accused her of stealing money. No, Zeshi, I gave you a wrench ages ago. You just don't come around much. Now I'm going to take it away because you're never around. I'm just kidding. So where did I accuse her of stealing money? Those 3 screenshots that she put out as evidence, I showed you. None of those say that she stole money from me. Not one of them says that. I do think she was part of a fraud because she implicitly went out of her way to falsely accuse me of stuff, knowing that she had no evidence for it. What else do you want to call that? To me, it's being part of a fraud. Legally, probably not. But ethically, yeah, I think so. Going back to the Sharell's world. I don't know who Sharell is. This was a way longer ago because I didn't follow Sharell. Matter of fact, what's funny is when I first saw Sharell's actual name, it was in the what do you call it? The mutual comment statement that we made. And I don't, and I'm not going to say her name because it doesn't really matter, but I didn't know who that was. My lawyer even asked me, who is this person? And I'm like, I don't know. I asked Tina, I asked Cheshire, I asked even Matt Bauer. I was like, I don't know who this person is that I'm being sued with. I said, I think it could be Sharell. But I guess I found out just recently there was a narrative going around that one of the reasons it was dismissed at one time, or I don't know when this narrative was, but the reason it was dismissed because I offered to give up Sharell's real name and testify against her. I literally have my correspondence with my lawyer and these people asking, who the hell is this person? You know, I don't know who this person is. What is there to me to give up on, right? There's nothing there. So how the fuck can I give up somebody that I know nothing about? And so I said, I don't know who Sharell is. I don't follow Teen Mom. If that's a show, if that's the show on or covers, LOL. Again, let me make this clear for the people in the back row. I still has never watched a single episode of Teen Mom. I don't know where people got that idea that I watched Teen Mom. Never seen a single instance of it. Not once. Not that I'm anything against it. I'm not saying, maybe it's a good show. I have no idea. But I've never watched it. But she doesn't leak comments and is allowing everyone to speak out against Katie Joy Paulson without censorship. If I remember correctly, Sharell was doing a series on it or something. And I found out about it. I had asked people, okay, can you let Sharell know I'm interested in it? They had left a couple comments on her video, not very many. This was days after. It already had like tens of thousands of comments. And then there was this weird narrative, oh, Steve sent trolls of armies of going over to comment on Sharell's world. Go look on that video. I can guarantee it, I'm going to pull a number out my ass, whatever. 99% of those people never heard of me at the time. All right? I mean, it's just a completely different audience. So... I have asked her to do a collab with me in the comment section, which never transpired. Right? I did ask her to do a collab, right? But it never transpired. So I didn't team up with her because it never happened. Please find my comment and ask her to do one with me. So the facts of Katie Joy Paulson get out. I'm not afraid of Katie Joy Paulson. I have receipts. I have evidence. I've always maintained I have receipts and evidence. We did, like I said, we did have Sharell on my channel, but that wasn't a collab. We were basically discussing certain things. I wanted to do a full-on video with her, right? I am willing to share, quote, my truth of Katie falsely accused me of fraud, tax evasion, and sexual harassment. Again, we never teamed up because it never happened, right? And I don't even, if you want to call teaming up as a collab, maybe. I don't. To me, again, when I team up with somebody, I'm partnering with them, right? That's what it means to be a partnership. You're teaming up with them to do some project of some kind. Maybe a collab. I don't know. It's how you want to use those words. But I never did a collab with her. Dr. Pepper says, my intention was to point out that there has been unqualified and necessary demonizing of her when she has, despite your difference of time, behaved very ethically, which you have forgotten. Where does she behave ethically? I must have missed that part. Saying that, oh, somebody deserves money is not ethical. That's nothing. Oh, yeah, hey, you spent 8 hours at work. I think your employer should pay you. That's not ethics. That's just common freaking sense. Which, of course, she doesn't sometimes have, but come on. Nobody's going to take you seriously with that nonsense, dude. It's just, that's just stupid. All right, so let me go to the next one. Working on my YouTube beef video titled Steve McRae versus Katie Joy Paulson. She's been being accused of planting fake stories on her channel. Details coming soon. You don't want to miss this video. Did she really stoop that low? This was all from Sharell's world. She was working on that, right? She was working that. She never came to me for anything. We never had a chance to even go over any of this stuff. She went on my channel. We had a discussion with Cheshire, and she immediately after that dropped it because there was legal action being taken. Her lawyer said, don't do anything. So I don't know what her YouTube beef video title, what she was planning. She never told me. She never showed me anything. I have no idea what was even in that video or she even did it. I call it a collab. I again, teaming up to me is a partnership kind of thing, but whatever. It's really not that important. So Katie says, Steve never teamed up with Sharell at all, but not, again, this is sarcasm, not like one bit, but Sharell says when she tried to back away from him, he tried to keep her in, which is really odd because I didn't. I actually even said in a video, in a tweet that you saw, right, that she has backed away and I wish her well. How is that me trying to keep her in? Do I think that Sharell lied about that? I'm probably going to have to say to some degree, yeah. I'd like to see the evidence of that because I have the evidence that that never happened. I literally had said in a tweet, She has backed away. I understand. We warned her about what would happen if she went through with this, that people would come after her and troll her, not from my side, obviously, but from Katie's side. And that's what happened. She said she was getting messages. She was getting threats. She said it was pretty bad, from what I understand. But where did I try to keep her in? I didn't see evidence for that. So that's a claim that I haven't seen evidence for. Dr. Pepper says, see, so she didn't have to hold Kyle to account. She could have backed that horse. She didn't. Your hater vision is blinding you. She did back Kyle. She still backs Kyle. What are you talking about? This person doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. She literally backed Kyle. She falsely accused me of fraud, dude. Do you not agree with that? Dr. Pepper, did she falsely accuse me of fraud, medical fraud, tax evasion? Let's see. Collecting Social Security and collecting disability. Are those not things she accused me of that were completely demonstrated to be bullshit? I'll take a yes or no answer, please. All right. Steve, I never teamed up with Sharell. Receipt prove that's a lie. Well, I just went through these receipts. These are the ones that I just showed you. Right? I didn't team up with her. I had her on my channel once. We never did even a collab together. Right? So how is that teaming up if we never even did a collab? She was on my channel once. But you see how she spins this? Right? And receipt prove that this is a lie. I just went over these receipts. They don't say what she says she's saying. So, anyways, those address those claims. But this is, like I said, her claim is this. She provides these 4 things as receipts, which I've gone over, and you can see that that's what they are. None of which show what she's claiming. Having a person on your channel once is not teaming up with. I'm sorry. It's just not. If she wants to believe that, that's completely fine. But look, I was asked if I teamed up with Sharell, like we had something going on to collab or whatever. It never came to fruition. I have no idea what Sharell was planning for her video. No, Steve, she doesn't back Kyle. Most of the OG claims come from your own words. You've seen the clip. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. She just accused me of fraud not too long ago, medical fraud, which was the narrative that Kyle poured out after knowing that he lied about that. So let me ask you again, Dr. Pepper. And again, you know how I do this. I'm very fastidious about this. I'll give every opportunity a person to be an honest interlocutor. Did she accuse me of fraud, medical fraud, tax evasion, collecting Social Security, and disability, all of which were untrue? So I would like a yes or no answer on that. Did she accuse me of that? Yes or no? And was it untrue? All right. So let me close that out. This. All right. So what do you guys think? Like I said, I just want to show people how people will take a claim and completely distort it for their own narrative. But when you go in and you actually have some clarification from it, and you actually apply the principles of charity and the 5 C's, it changes everything, right? Especially when anybody could come to me and ask me these questions. You know, I don't have to go on other shows and other channels to be interviewed. You can go here anytime you want. We do a show every Monday. Well, not every Monday, but we do a show Mondays at 11 o'clock Pacific with Cheshire called Judgment Call. People call in. You know, people call in. Now, I mean, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to accept troll calls. But even if Unirock called in, I'm going to let him talk to Cheshire. I give him my word on that. He doesn't have to talk to me, but if he wants to talk to Cheshire, I'll let him. Mental Block says, I'm new to you and your channel, but for me, to believe a word of KJ would require hard evidence. How about any evidence at this point? You know, I'll even take a little bit of soft evidence, I guess. But yeah, there's no hard evidence of anything that a lot of them say, because it doesn't exist, right? And I'm positive of that. I know for a fact they're lying. That's why I've never been concerned about any of this. What is there? When you know you're innocent, you don't have to be concerned. I mean, obviously the legal system sucks and it has failed people. Don't get me wrong. Even with the Kyle Curtis case, the court system has been dragging its freaking feet, right? Do I think it's let me down somewhat? Yeah, but I gotta remember there was a pandemic going on, and then Kyle, I didn't expect Kyle to go so far. I knew he was a dishonest fuck, but don't get me wrong. But I will go on record to say that I would have never expected him to forge signatures, commit perjury. I I don't know about perjury. Maybe at some point I was like, yeah, maybe he might lie under oath, but not to the extent that he did. And I certainly would not have expected him to falsify records to be submitted to the court. That never crossed my mind. So, going to Unicorn 20 New Zealand, was wondering if Katie Joy presented any evidence that Sharell made the claim about you. No, that's not my knowledge. Again, where does she say that? And maybe she did. I don't know. I mean, if she did, then I think she was lying, right? But yeah, I think she did say it. No, I think she did say it in a clip. I didn't watch the clip, but I think if I remember correct, I didn't watch the clip that Katie had, but I remember watching a video from Sharell that I think, if I'm not mistaken, she did say something to that effect. So I don't think Katie was wrong about that. I think Sharell actually did, if I remember correctly. As usual, Katie Joy presents nothing. As surprised her audience hasn't already noticed this pattern where so-called receipts don't match her claims. I think in this case, though, going to Unicorn, the evidence would be on Sharell of why she thought that I was trying to drag her back in, right? Right. Mental block, absolutely going to ask a question, man. We love questions here, man. Honest interlocutors and honest questions we like. That's what this whole channel is about, man. Dr. Pepper, you still haven't answered my question yet. Still waiting. Would you like to answer the question? Again, I'll ask it a third time. It's a two-parter, so please answer both questions. First part. Did Katie accuse me of fraud, medical fraud, collecting Social Security, disability, tax evasion? Yes or no? Second part. Were they true or yes or no? Simple as that. And again, this is how we do this on this channel. If I'm going to answer questions, then I expect other people as well, right? And I don't like scallops. I don't like dodging. I am very direct. Now, again, there's a lot to go over in these things, right? I mean, there's a lot of history, and I have to remember on certain channels that, look, I don't know what this person is familiar with or not. How much detail do I need to go into or not? There's a hell of a lot of backstory. People know this stuff been on for half a decade, man. Middlebox says, is it possible Katie Joy is responsible for most of this thread hacking that stuff? Of course it's possible. Do I think she has a hand in it? Some degree, personally, on my opinion. To what extent? I don't know. Do I think she's manipulating Nat? From what it sounds like, yeah. Do I know anything about Nat? She's from UK. Have I ever talked to Nat? No. No. Oh, I did reply. I'm sorry. Where did he reply on that? Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. You did. Yes, she did. But you made many statements that could be easily interpreted to make that implication of your own, negating anything Kyle said. No. That's not how it works. Evidence is king. Manipulation of my words and taking things out of context, right, and not giving me the ability to clarify or ask me for evidence does not matter. She made false statements. These were things that were proven to be untrue. That's on her because she didn't provide evidence for it. So she made those statements and they were found false. No matter what I say doesn't matter, right? Because what I say still requires evidence. I can say, look, I went to go rob a bank today, right? I can say that. Still requires evidence, right? Couldn't prosecute somebody just on that. Now, again, I realize I'm being a little bit hyperbolic to some degree, but these people manipulate my words and twist my words out of context, right? So taking things out of my context based on what I said is not evidence. She had no hard evidence, correct, Dr. Pepper? No, I have live chat on. It's just I missed. My apologies. Going to Unicorn 5. Agreed, Steve. Then the onus is on Sharell to justify why she felt like that out of respect, of course, if she wants to. Right? No, I mean, I agree. I mean, but that's if she wants to. I don't care one way or another. Look, I even put in my blog, my second blog post, that I still don't understand what happened with Sharell. Right? I just don't. I thought we got along fine. I never had an issue with her. Why she threw me under the bus, I could not tell you. Some people were telling her that I threw her under the bus, like I was supposed to give up her name and give up, whatever I had on her. That never happened, right? And maybe she believed that. I don't know. I never asked her. Once she told me that she didn't want to communicate with me any longer, I have not talked to her since. Not once. So how long ago was that? Right? So, hey, OPT Laura. First of all, how are you? I hope you're feeling better. She blocked. Oh, he says she blocked me, and I have no idea if I've ever interacted with her. Yeah, that happens. So, all right. So I'm gonna get ready to end this here soon. I just want to kind of show you that how to apply principle of charity, right? So if you're doing an interview and you're reviewing this kind of stuff, look at the claim. Look at what's being said about the claim. Does the evidence match the claim, right? Can it be steel-manned? I can tell you right now that, do you really think, I mean, let's be realistic. Do you think any of them are going to steel-man me? I mean, come on. Hans says, and by the way, Han, I blocked you on my other channel. I haven't blocked you on this channel. I probably should, but I'm going to hold off on it, okay? Because, I mean, everything you say is bullshit. But I'm going to address this. He says, Steve, Uni claims you were not a partner in Non Sequitur show. Well, Uni is an idiot, and yet you are his fan. You love Uni for some reason. Yet you know he lies, right? He says, I disagree and point to you that you have seen Super Chat income and YouTube ad revenue. Who's correct? Well, I did see revenue. Yeah. But that's not the books. The court even said what Kyle gave was not the books. We're asking for the financial records, which includes all the invoicing, all the money coming in and out, the P&L report, the bank account records. All that is the records, is the books, right? When you have a profit and loss, you have a income statement, double book entries, anything like that. Because we had a CPA. He claimed he had a CPA doing the books. I took 2 years of accounting, even though I dropped out of my second year because it was so boring. We were getting into common preferred stocks, and I hated it. I was working a lot, and I dropped out. But I did take intro and accounting 1, so I did have to learn about double book entries. But even the court said that was not the books. So just because I could look at the approximation that it had in YouTube, that's not the books. Of course, I had access to that. I was what do they call it? When you have the ability to stream to a channel, like you make it into a joint channel, right? So I had that ability. I forget the term they call for that. When you make somebody it's more than an admin. It's come on, guys, help me out here. What is it when you make something into a brand account? You can make manager. That's what it is, manager. So. But that's not the books. So, yeah, I don't know. See, Hans, I don't know why you believe Uni on anything. You know Uni lies, right? But you seem to be thrilled to go, kiss his ass, and I don't understand why. I mean, I thought you and I used to actually get along from what I remember. And I've always told people, look, if you got issues with what I said, come to me, right? Not commenting on the books, just on anti-Steve comments that you did not care or know about the income until the very end. I never seen the income. I've always assumed you knew there was cash in the business. Yeah, but I've never seen the books. I never knew what the amount of income was. I had to estimate based upon YouTube's approximation. I never saw the AdSense, right? YouTube just gives you an approximation. We all know how accurate that crap is, right? But I know he also spent a lot of money for trips. He also spent a lot of money for equipment, right? So I didn't know how much money was there based upon what he was spending for the show, based upon what he was spending for the podcast hosting, what he was spending for expenditures for promotional. And no, I wasn't going to allow that trip to be under the Non Sequitur show finances. That's ridiculous, right? So no, I didn't see the books, and so I did not know what the total amount of income was. I had a guess, right? Dr. Pepper says, Steve, you are not applying intent and not using your own 5 C's. Oh, okay, really? Let's look at it. One of which is the principle of charity. Yeah, I by the way, I only give principle of charity to people that deserve principle of charity. People that have already proven themselves to be dishonest agents, I do not give principle of charity. I've made that very clear. At that point, if you know somebody lies 99% of the time, you're basically your default level is going to be that they're pretty much going to lie to you, right? There is no principle of charity that people lie. Principle of charity goes to an honest interlocutor. I heard your statements in regards to Kyle holding the money in relation to anything Kyle said. Yeah. When we first started in 2000, and by the way, I had told and trained Feline that I'm not going to ever talk about this on Twitter. This is not Twitter, but I will just touch on it here. But I did tell Feline that I don't want to talk about it stuff anymore because I've already addressed it a million times, right? I mean, it's out there. So obviously there's going to be new people coming in, but I just don't want to talk about it on Twitter. But for when I said caught holding the money, we were talking in 2017, 2018. At that point, we probably made $100. We hadn't even been monetized until June of 2000. What was it? 19. So what money was there to hold? So let me ask him a question. How much money did he hold? When did he hold it? And how much money was made by then? Those are the questions you need to ask. So I am applying the 5 C's. We literally had probably made about $100. And so that's what I was referring to. And I said, hey, don't worry about paying me out anything till we figure out how we're going to work this. And he's like, I got a CPA. He's going to figure it all out, how to do the structure. And by the way, it's not the same as structuring, right? Business structure is not the same term as structuring. That's another thing people willfully got confused. Go look. If you're an accountant, you know the difference, right? So business structure is not the same as structuring, like hoving. So yeah, my question to you, Dr. Pepper, is how much money was held, and when was it held? I like the evidence for that. Right? Feline says I'll allow the exception. Thank you. I really do listen to people a lot, especially people that I respect. And Feline has, I gotta tell you, out of all the people I know, she has been one of the most straightforward, blunt, honest, direct people I've ever met in my entire life, and I would have her no other way. And I don't think it's any big secret. She helps me proofread my blogs, and she does an amazing job. And I really cannot thank her enough for what she does. Smitty says, principle of charity on a pathological liar is will for ignorance. That's good. I wish I kind of said that. That actually is a good statement. Damn. Why is it people say good stuff and I kind of go, damn, I kind of wish I would have said that. I like that, though. Principle of charity on a pathological liar is will for ignorance. I'm going to steal that. I am going to tweet that eventually. I will give you credit for it, Smitty, if you don't. If you don't tweet it first, but tweet that so I can retweet that, because that is really good. As a solo practitioner, I keep track of every bit of income that I got in a spreadsheet. It may not be the best, but I keep track of my taxes with that too. Yeah, and by the way, I think Kyle even said initially, you start off with a spreadsheet. I never even saw that spreadsheet. Now, I do have that same thing. I have a spreadsheet, right? I have a spreadsheet that both Cheshire had a link to, Bullinator had a link to, and I had one for Atheist Pastor, right? So they can screenshot if they want to. They can access that spreadsheet at any time, and it shows the money that they have earned from being team up with, as a partner for my shows. That's right. And I can tell you right now, Atheist Pastor got paid. I can tell you right now, Cheshire gets paid. She does it in that weird, funny Canadian money, but I think technically it still counts as getting paid. It still counts as money, even though it's weird Canadian stuff. But yeah, I never even saw a spreadsheet, dude. All right. Hans says, my point is, even if you don't know the pennies, you did know that there was cash for your super chat. Oh, yeah, no shit. Dude, I saw the super chats. What the hell's the point of that? Yeah, of course it's ad revenue. Patreon, of course. And you were okay with it being in business until he kicked. Well, that was after. You don't understand. We didn't have super chats, Patreon, or ad revenue until June of 2019, I think it was. 2019. When I was talking about him holding funds, it was literally a couple of dollars to a PayPal that I think somebody had sent. We're talking tens of dollars, maybe $100, maybe most. What money was there to hold if we hadn't been monetized yet? And of course there was super chats. Yeah, we know that. I mean, I know there was money. That's why I was asking for the books. I mean, I don't understand some of these questions. They seem off to me, right? This is why I blocked him on the other channel. Just like, I was like, your questions are sea lining, But I want to show you guys how dumb some of these questions are. Well, you didn't know there were super chats? I was in the streams with them. Mental block. When I've heard people not find you credible, they've been general when asked, what do you think happened to cause people to call you dishonest? Oh, that's 5 years of history, dude. 5 years of history. There's been a group. Man, in fact, Gob Barrett's been around that long, and he could tell you that there was a group that I was involved with. Gob knows them very well. That I thought were extremely dishonest. That I thought were morally reprehensible. They were doing things in real life. They were lying to people, and I wanted nothing to do with them. Reds didn't want anything to do with them. We left, and they have been basically harassing us ever since. I won't even say basically, straight up harassing us ever since. So it's all stems from that, and all stems originally from the atheist agnostic thing, right? I was showing people that they were wrong about what they were saying, and they didn't like that. And so they gathered together all these really spiteful atheists, and they all started attacking me. And that's where it all started from. That originally was the catalyst. And I think God Barrett will probably say that that was the truth. He's been straight up with me. Matter of fact, he actually contacted a few people to try to get information, to try to, I think screw me over one time. It kind of backfired on him, but he apologized. But I think he's an honest person at this point. And but God Barrett, is that what happened? Would you agree? Dr. Pepper, Steve, you requested to see the accounting only in the last few weeks prior to your removal. No, that's not true. I have emails going back long before there. And dude, are you kidding? Are you new here? What planet are you living on? You knew the general cash situation. I just want to. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just moved my thing. God damn it. It is not no big conspiracy that people would be asking questions. I love questions, honest questions. But you just lied right there, or you're ignorant. You said you requested to see accounting only last few weeks prior to your removal. No, I have literally have screenshots of me asking Kyle and me telling Bull that he's not giving me things to, I would say, 6 months prior at least. So what are you talking about? I mean, are you lying, Dr. Pepper, or are you that ignorant? Because everybody in this chat has seen those things. Well, not everybody, but a lot of them have. So what are you talking about? June 2018 is when we got monetized. Is that what it was? 2018. Okay, June 2018 when we got monetized. Okay, it was June. I was off in the air. All right, so June of 2018. I have emails going back prior to that of Kyle losing his job and me saying, "Don't worry about it." Basically, take a draw from whatever the PayPal was at the time, which again I think was $100. And yeah, I mean, what money was there prior to June of 2018? So I told him, don't worry about splitting it. Don't worry about doing anything. We'll figure it out once we get a structure going. Again, business structure, how to do the taxes properly, which I wanted to make sure. I have emails saying, look, I want to make sure the taxes are done right. And I don't, to this day, know what he did for the taxes. He won't show the books. He was in charge of all that. Yeah, Kyle kicked me out in June of 2019. See, she has a good memory for this stuff. So that's what it was. So 2018 we're monetized, and I was removed a year later. Okay, makes sense. Thank you. I like to have the record straight. Matter of fact, in my last blog, did you guys read my last blog, by the way? In my last blog, on Twitter, somebody had sent something, and I said they were wrong, and I felt so bad when I was reading my email because the term was used. And even though I wasn't like 100% wrong on it, it was enough to go, hey, look, maybe I need to rephrase this with them. And I went back and I found that tweet and I corrected it, what I said, right? Because I think we all should be able to recorrect, to correct ourselves, to reproof ourselves. And I put it in my blog saying, look, I had a little mea culpa. I should have explained it better, right? And I even said I want the record to be straight. I want the record to be straight. All right. Dr. Pepper, Kyle unilaterally removing Steve in a way in which he did was not the right move. No kidding. No money. I don't agree with it. But you said something earlier that you haven't addressed. You said that a few weeks prior to being removed. I have literally shown emails of me asking him and me talking to Bull months and months and months before saying, hey, Bull, he's not showing me the books. So how do you explain that? Can you explain that? I think it was. I know it was at least 6 months prior in Tree Feline. It could have been up to a year. I don't remember. And again, I like the records to be correct. She's good at this stuff. I mean, whatever she says, I'm going to go with for the most part. It could have been a year prior. I know I can provide evidence for probably 6 months prior, though. But it certainly wasn't a few weeks like he claimed. Han, sorry, I had heard that you did not know the finances, and I always assumed you knew the general cash situation. I just want to confirm this format. Dude, I tell you what, Hans, if I'm not mistaken, and be honest with me, I'm hoping you're honest with me. I actually got along with you at one time, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. I mean, we've had some instances on Twitter, but I've always answered your questions. Now, when I say I didn't have the books, I mean I didn't have the financial records that the CPA was supposed to have. I never denied not being able to see the YouTube numbers, but that's just an estimate. I've never denied not seeing the Patreon. I never saw the AdSense. right? How could I say the AdSense is only under one person, right? So I don't know. And AdSense is where the money comes from, right? That was the big thing after June of 2018. I never saw that. I don't know what the hell that, we were getting from that. Because he didn't show the books. I get how some of this can be frustrating, but I'm asking honest questions and I want to know facts. If I didn't think you were asking honest questions, Hans, I would have blocked you by now because I have you blocked on my main channel. But I really do not like to burn bridges. I really hate it. I really, honest to fucking God, hate it. If I think somebody has done me wrong and they're willing to make amends and they want to ask questions, I will consider it. If somebody has attacked my friends and my family and my daughter, they're done forever, in perpetuity, right? I don't remember you attacking my daughter. I don't remember specifically if you attacked my friends. I don't recall. Okay, I don't think so, and that's why I'm giving you a little bit of leeway here. So if I didn't think you were asking honest questions, I wouldn't be having a discussion with you. And if you want to come in and talk to me at another time verbally, because it's easier, I will be happy to do so. Is that fair? Hans says, can I just directly say that no one thinks Kyle kept books, so mentioning them is a bit of a red herring. Oh no, I think we know at this point that we don't know what the hell he kept. But when we mean books now, according to the legal sense, we're asking for his tax returns and his bank records, right? If he would display the bank records, if he said, hey, look, Judge, I never kept the books, I never kept any records, but here's my tax returns and here's the bank accounts where the cash went in and out, that was sufficient. That would be sufficient for the purge conditions, right? So that's what we mean by the books. That is the sufficient condition to get him out of the civil contempt that he's under right now. Yeah. Does that make sense, Han? Yes, we got along until the Katie Sun thing, not to rehash. That was just an issue for me, which, by the way, again, blown way out of proportion. I explained that the other night on T-Spiracy's channel, that I was asking about a certain medical phrase. That was it. And by the way, Hans, what about Uni and his group that have doctored photos of my daughter? What about them making fake accounts? What about them accusing me of raping my daughter, Hans? You didn't say shit for that. I had to get my daughter's mom involved in that because we have a very good relationship. I had to inform her of that. That was from Uni's camp, and you know it damn well it was. Now, can I prove that? No. I believe it very strongly. 100% I believe that. I can't prove it. I'm not going to even say that I can prove it. It's a weak justification. But it was somebody who did that. I didn't see you. This is true. I don't ever recall you speaking out against that. Right? Matter of fact, just even on the other night, I was watching Roadhog's channel. Did not Moderate C-Word go into Unirock's hangout and start talking about my daughter? This is what he allows on his channel. He didn't stop her. You listen to Unirock. You're a fan of Unirock. Explain that to me. Dr. Pepper, this is straying away from Steve's behavior towards Katie Jo. It's been unacceptable. What is unacceptable? I don't really give a shit what's unacceptable to you. I want evidence. Show me what is unacceptable. Defending myself against false allegations is unacceptable to you? Well, then that's a you problem, not a me problem. Han says, I have enough fun just trolling. No, and I get that. No, and I recognize that you like to troll. I understand that. You made that very clear. And by the way, one of the reasons I give you some leeway is you told me early on you troll people, right? But at the same time, you also told me you troll, but you also like to get to the facts of certain things. I vaguely recall we had this conversation, if you recall it or not. So you're one of those mix. You have fun trolling, but at the same time, you told me that you do want to have actual facts. Is that not true? I mean, do you not want facts? His bank accounts is the only real accounts. Yeah, well, I mean, what else could we get? I mean, we know that the bank accounts have to be real, not the ones he forged, right? His actual bank accounts have to be real from the bank. If he gives us the bank information, we can get the accounts directly from the bank, right? That way, I think that will serve as a purge condition remedy. Dr. Pepper, I don't have Twitter. It appears to be a merciless toxic playground where tribalism reigns and everything is just sides. Oh, okay, so you don't have Twitter. So 95% of the shit that goes on with this stuff happens on Twitter, but you don't have Twitter. So you basically are saying you don't know fuck all about the history of the last 5 years. Thank you. Okay, at least you admit that. Piggly Wiggly. Hey, yeah, Piggly Wiggly's a troll. I let him around. Yeah, I let Piggly Wiggly around. See, Piggly Wiggly, I don't get it. You can, for some reason, you can chat fine in this damn channel, but I don't know why you can't chat in my main channel. I don't know why. You're not blocked. I swear to God, you're not blocked. It's kind of weird. I had the same problem on Cheshire's channel one time. She gave me, I have a wrench in her channel, but when I would message in her live chat, the wrench was gone. And so I was thinking, oh, fuck, they're going to think this is a fake account. And I messaged Chess. I'm like, no, this is really me. It's just the wrench is not showing up. It finally went away. But there's weird bugs like that. And by the way, you guys may not know this. I'm going to put this out there. If you haven't gotten the script that allows you to go click on a person's name to see if it's actually their account, go find it. Remember how they removed that feature from YouTube? Go find it. I highly recommend it. That way you can actually see if it's a real person talk to you, right? It's some kind of script thing you add on. I don't remember exactly how it's done because I did it a long time ago. It's kind of like a Google add-on kind of thing. But you got to go in, you got to type some things or whatever, and you run this script into this Google script editor of some kind, right? It doesn't take very long. It took me like a couple minutes, but I highly recommend doing it. Should I make a video on that on this channel if I find it out again and remember how to do it? Would you guys want that, or can you guys figure it out yourself? I know Feline could figure it out yourself, but God Barrett said he sent a laughable pile of crap and labeled it the books, and Unirock's stupid ass bought Kyle's horseshit. Yeah, hey, fun fact: who helped him do those quote books that said, "Oh, you guys are too stupid to know that's not the books, and that's actually P&L stuff, and these guys don't know accounting." The court said it was bullshit. Even the court said it was bullshit. Kyle literally claimed that Steve owed him money for the time he spent making his graphic shit. Yeah, exactly. Now, we do want to win the court case to the point where we take it criminally or have a special civil thing where he's obligated to have restitution. Obligated to. If he doesn't pay back restitution, he goes back to jail. That is doable in the court system. But it's mostly through the criminal court system called criminal restitution, but we're hoping to get something like that one day. Not having Twitter doesn't mean I don't read it, Stevie Boy. Well, how do you read it if you don't have it? You go by screenshots that other people show. You don't go look at the thread yourself. Okay, that's brilliant. Hans, I'm not good enough to follow show, follow stream, or type jokes. I kind of only do one thing or the other. Okay. Claire says, I would appreciate the information how to do that on YouTube. All right, maybe I'll make a video about it. I would have to go find, again, how the hell I did it. I read something on it. So somebody pointed it out to me, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. It worked! It literally worked. It adds a thing that says visit other channel. Now you have to put it on it only works like the channel you put it on. Right? Like in this channel I haven't put it on there. So in this channel I don't have that feature. But on my main channel I have that feature. And it'll say go to what does it say? Go to channel or something. Has anybody else done it? Has anybody done that script? Hans says, last point. Yes, I enjoy some of Uni's shtick, but I like the people in his chat. They joke around with me and make me feel part of them. But you know they're dishonest. I mean, no offense. You know they're trolls. You know they are dishonest trolls. You know they are shitlords. They are LARPers. You know that everything they do is a story for views, which ends up actually hurting real people. So I'm going to ask you, Hans, why do you think that's ethical to do that? I'm just kind of curious. I mean, a little light trolling, fine, whatever. I mean, Piggly Wiggly, there's been a few other light trolls around. Donut was a light troll. Without Jelly Donut was a light troll too. He went full fucking shitlord. But I mean, a little light trolling is fine. I don't mind that. I had a quote troll account called STD Kane forever, but he knew that that was me. I mean, I wasn't hiding it. I thought it was funny, right? I was like, that's just a funny thing. But I wasn't hiding behind it. People knew that was my account, right? So I mean, I don't mind a little lighthearted trolling. But why would you be around people that you know are actually harming people in real life by making up stories that you know aren't true? Right? Dr. Pepper, 60 hours of targeted content. What? Dude, how many videos has Unirock made of me? Go look at Unirock's video and Katie's. They had hundreds of videos about me. Come on. Hate groups. There's never been a hate group. Reddit pages. I have one Reddit. It has like 7 posts on it, dude. There's been one Facebook group. It wasn't a hate group. Offensive and toxic behavior, such as Yeah, I'm still waiting for evidence of this stuff, man. Let's see. You could be giving me mod status, and I can promise never to use mods, but I can't wait for another fix too, if needed. I am trustworthy, unfortunately, I can't prove that without time. Yeah, until I know who you are, Puff, I can't take that chance. No offense. Somebody had asked the other day, and it was on, I think, T-Spiracy's video, but she didn't ask me. Is it true that I asked mods to show me their IDs to see who they are? And because that was a narrative going around. Hey, mods, how many of you have I ever asked ID for? I don't know. I've never even asked for ID Intrigued Feline's personal information. I don't even know her real name. But I trust her explicitly because she's earned that trust. Right? But Piggly, yeah, but Piggly, I mean, you're a self-admitted light troll, so I mean, I have to take a little bit of a precautions. I know who Kyle's Goldfish is not bad. I mean, I know who she is, but Dr. Pepper, you sound ridiculous. Of course, that's what they do. They're trolling. But like I said, mods, Smitty, have I ever asked you for your real ID? I don't even know hers or gender. I know I call her, the Intrigued Feline her. She's never confirmed nor denied that. She doesn't care whether I call her she or he. I don't know. I just, by the name feline to me is a feminine thing, so I use she. But I don't know the Intrigued Feline's gender. Yeah, never told me. I use the feminine. Yeah. But I want my mods to answer that question for me, please, including our RNG Gaming, who I do know who they are. Have I ever asked any of you to show me your ID? All my mods, please, say yes or no. How many mods do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I got 5 mods listening right now. 6, if Todd's here. I should say, I'd like to get 6 answers if I can. Now, of course, people say, oh, look, they're lying for Steve! You know. Yeah. Oh, I got 7. I got Mr. Serious, too. That wasn't yours, by the way, Mr. Serious. That P was not yours. There's no way. No way. You know. But I appreciate you trying to pull it off as yours. Yes. So Kimamaki says, not me, Zeshi. Oh, Zeshi. Yeah, I forgot about Zeshi. There's one more. So nope. I don't even know Zeshi's real name. You know, I don't know Smitty's real name. I don't know Icarus's real name. I know. I mean, I'll always be honest. I know RNGD's Gaming's name. He's put it out there before too. I don't know. I think Kimamaki. I think that is their real name. I'm not sure. But yeah. So when these people are out there like, oh, well, you know, do you ask for your mods to have ID? No. What I asked for is to have trust and that they have demonstrated themselves to be of high moral character and ethics. And people are going to go, look at Steve, he's talking about ethics. He has no ethics. Okay, great. I had no ethics. Show me why you think I have no ethics. I'm kind of curious on that. By the way, this one a lot longer than I extended, but it looks like he's only turning off the power in his room, so... If all of a sudden this stream goes away, my power went off because he is messing with the power right now. But I think he's only doing it for his room. But we'll go a little bit longer. Even though I said it was going to be a short stream, you know how that I lie. That's my big lie. If you guys want to say I lie, I always say it's going to be a short stream and it never is. But even if I keep this down to 90 minutes, that's still I'm gonna take that as a true. Yeah. If I say it's 30 minutes and it's going to be 5 hours, maybe you got a point, right? And says this is my real name. All right, show me your driver's license, Hans. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, RNGD uses his real name on Twitter, so. Let's see here. Oh, Claire. Oh, Claire. This is on the other channel. I have a wrench. Well, I guess you get a wrench here. Uncovering hypocrisy, $5. Why? A different channel and I'm not subbed? What the heck? I can't because Havoc in the chat. Sub now. I'm sad. Yeah, the subscribers only thing is new. And I don't think it's that bad idea. I mean, Roadhog had a little issue with people using it. That's fine. I'm never going to do members only, right? I don't do members. I don't even have members on this channel, I don't think. My members are on my main channel. I don't want to put membership on this channel. You know, unless it got really big, maybe, but I don't see any reason to. My members are for my main channel. But I mean, I don't mind getting subscribers. I think it's kind of a good idea that you have to be subscribed to chat. It kind of eliminates some degree of trolling, maybe. I mean, I don't know how effectual it is, but you can change it to say like, okay, they've been subscribed for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, a day, whatever it is. The lowest is 1 minute, by the way. Gob says, whatever happened to your crazy roommate? Last I heard, he got arrested. Yeah, last I heard, we got a message from him last year, psycho as ever, but I think he got arrested. We don't know for what. Well, actually, no, I do remember. I think it was trespassing, but it wasn't from us. Keno says, wait, Steve knows me in real life. Yes, that's true. I've known Keno Browner for about 10, 12 years, maybe. In fact, she should have a mod thing too. Yeah, she's somebody I actually knew in real life. I used to live in the same city as her. So all these things that people say about me, Keno can tell you firsthand. You can interview her, are just not true. I've never been anything what these people say. I worked at Kohl's. I would go visit her at her work, McDonald's, and we'd ride the bus together. Never this cult leader crap. Never even accused of being dishonest. Never stole anything. Never got fired for stealing or lying or anything like that. So, you know, when people say, that I'm some dishonest person, well, what happened? I went to YouTube, and all of a sudden all my morals went out the window. It doesn't work that way, you know. And by the way, fun fact: I never sexually harassed Keno, anyways, and I think it's safe to say that Keno, I think he wanted to date me at one time, or at least he wanted to go out with me once, if I'm not mistaken. Right? But I never even sexually harassed her. And she's sweet. She's a sweet girl. She really is. But I was raised to treat women with respect, and all of a sudden it's like, you see how women treat women? I'm like, what? So I pull a chair out for somebody? It's disrespectful. I open a door for a woman? It's disrespectful? Is that what we've come down to as a society, which is considered to be disrespectful, microaggression? Come on. All right, guys, I am going to kind of wrap this up because I don't. It doesn't really need to go very long. I do want to keep it short. Some people just say. Han says, I never want to date Steve. You know what? I like to see evidence of that. Please show me evidence you never want to date me. That's your claim. Show me evidence, because I don't believe you. I think that you did. I think that you really did, Hans. I'm a catch. No, actually, I don't think that. I don't think you ever want to date me. But still, it's your claim, so show me evidence of it. I don't think this person. Puff isn't Chesh, because Chesh, I can tell you right now, probably is passed out if I had to guess. People know that she had her second shot. She's not doing that well. As I told her, the second one will kick your ass. People don't believe me. It doesn't last very long. It's only like 48 hours, give or take. And it comes and goes in waves. And you have 5-10 minutes of chills or whatever the hell it is. And you just feel like you have a very light flu and tired, and you just feel foggy. I wasn't kidding. I really wasn't kidding. So. Kim said, didn't want to date you. Really? I thought you said once that you thought about it. Okay, maybe I was mistaken. I thought, didn't you think, really? Okay. Oh, you wouldn't have gone out with me? Okay, it's okay. Well, good thing I never hit on you then, right, Keno? Yeah. But yeah, Keno's a sweetie. Second was fine. First was bad. Really? So the first I didn't notice. I mean, yeah, I could tell I got a shot, but I didn't get sick out of it. And then Mr. says my second shot was fine. But did you get Moderna or did you get Pfizer? Because I heard Moderna's worse, because that's what I had. Spooky says Hans has low standards. He'll date anyone. But he won't date me, so I guess I'm below his low standards. Dr. Pepper, yeah, that's a total straw man and everything I've said. If YouTubers want to go at it, that's their prerogative. No, I think you've actually said things you can't back up. If you wanted to have these subjective opinions that you're more than welcome to. I want your evidence. One thing I and Chess really do try to maintain or go by, and we don't always succeed, I admit this, but we try to say, look, we respond to evidence, not claims. And so when people say, okay, well, there's an allegation of this, okay, what's the evidence for this, and let's talk about that, right? Steve, I heard this. Okay, great. What do you have to say about it? Nothing. Show me the evidence for it. Then we'll talk about it, right? Smitty says, I'd let Steve take me out to dinner if I was hungry. Oh, that's good. I have told Ben Potts that if I ever meet him, I'm taking him out for a nice steak dinner and drinks. You want to call that a date? That's fine, because I want Cal to get jealous. Obviously, it'd be a strictly platonic date, but I would. If people said, "Hey, Steve wants to take Ben out on a date," I'd be like, "Yeah, that's kind of cool, actually." Because one, I'm not a homophobic asshole, and two, he's actually a really nice guy. But yes, I'm not gay. But I still think that'd be fun. I'd be like, yeah, shit, I'll go out to dinner and freaking gay bar with him. I wouldn't care. Why would I care? Ben seems to have some pretty cool friends, actually. He's always like happy in his screenshots and stuff, his Instagram stuff, or Facebook. You know what we should do? We should get Spooky Bedhair and Hans to debate each other, because both of them are, a bit of a troll. Spooky Bedhair has gone back and forth. He's been around the community for like 5 years. The only reason I kept him around is because Bullinator vouched for him, even though I know supposedly talks shit about me. I don't really care one way or another. Talk shit about me all you want. Don't go after my family. Don't go after my friends. As soon as you do that, you're done. There's no coming back from that. Take me to the best steakhouse you know. Best steakhouse I know is a place down here called Texas Roadhouse. It's good. It's good. Not gonna front. They have really amazing steak. Smith says, I go to a gay bar for hard enough to get free drinks. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have a hangout on that particular topic one of these days, Smitty. Is it ethical to go to a bar just to get free drinks? Right? I gotta say, God damn it! See, I don't even know where to go with this. That's a whole different moral conundrum there, right? Because if you go in there to talk and have conversations and they buy you drinks, fine. If you go in there thinking that they can pick you up, that's dishonest, right? I couldn't do that. Boy, this video took a turn. We're talking about go to a gay bar or not to pick up, get free drinks, knowing that you're not going to be actually picked up. Is that honest or not? This is what we do on these channels. We talk about philosophical stuff, right? People always say, why do you go on these tangents? Because I like philosophy. I like these kind of quandary things. I like it far more than talking about the shit in the first part of this video. I even put in my blog, I'd much rather be doing philosophy videos. I ain't fronting with that. People know that's true. People feel good about buying drinks. Okay, yeah, okay, Smith, this is serious. That's true. But are you not leading them on by giving them impression that, you're usually, you're buying them drinks and okay, how about this? If you go to a gay bar and people buy you drinks and they ask you, are you gay, blah, like that, as long as you tell them the truth and you're honest, then I don't have a problem with that, right? But if you're pretending to be gay to get free drinks, that's straight up wrong. How about that? Can we all agree upon that? Han says I got to go. Keep talking about me. The meaner, the better. Yeah, sorry. Smitty, would you agree with that? Mr. Serious, would you agree with that? Morals aren't real. Screw you. Icarus, morals aren't real. All right, anyways, I am going to wrap this up. I am doing an interview on Roadhog's channel tonight. It's an hour long. He can ask me any question he wants. I'm going to be really disappointed a little bit if he asks me the same questions that everybody else has been asking, because it's very simple answers, right? Have you talked to Nat? No. Done. Where am I supposed to go with this shit? I'm happy to send in anything he wants. Now, people have asked, why don't you just make things public? Why? Why? I'm not there to convince anybody else. I'm there. I want to convince a person, right, that I'm telling the truth. And anything I put out publicly, people are going to manipulate anyways, right? They don't give me principle of charity. So I don't need to put out anything publicly. I can put out things privately if I want to. But I guarantee it. Like, for example, we'll take Entreat Feline. I've shown her things privately. She's seen evidence, right? She knows I can make them public if I wanted to. But she asked me, can I see these things? Yes. And it's not because she doesn't trust me. It's because she wants to be able to say that she's actually seen it. I have no problem with that. No problem with that. I don't know if I could get free drinks at a gay bar. I don't know. I mean, I've had gay friends hit on me before. I've always been flattered by it. But that was in my younger days. I don't know if it's at my age, who the hell knows, right? But Entreat Feline, have you not asked me for specific things, and I've given to you every time? Because I want people to know in private, because I also want them to be able to go, hey, look, these people that are saying that Steve's lying are lying. Well, how do they know that? Because they've actually seen the actual evidence, right? That's how I build up a loyal base of people that I trust. In Entreat Feline, I trust explicitly, and I hope she trusts me, because I've always given her what she's asked for. 95%. I'll take 95%. Oh, is that something else? If somebody trusts me 95%, I'm cool with that. Correct, you did, she says. Yeah. And I put that in my blog. I said, look, if you want to come ask me for certain things, I will show you. If I think you're being an honest person and you actually want to know, I'll show you things. All right, we're at the 90-minute mark. Going to wrap this up, guys. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and like and whatever. Do all that happy horse shit stuff. Thank you for the super chats, Monya, and everybody else who sent them. And I'm going to be resting a little bit and then going on Roadhog's channel tonight. So if you have any questions you want to ask for Roadhog, go on his last video and tell him. Leave in the comment section, what questions you want me to ask. I was asking people for it. I already read some of the comments. They're freaking hilarious. I'm hoping that we actually go over the comment section itself, because these people are insane. I mean, when I say they're insane, of course, it's not a medical diagnosis. It's my lay opinion that these people are just mentally unwell. With that, guys, I'll see you there tonight.